This is a brief lecture on Hannah Arendt's discussion of taste from her book, Between Past and Future. What is required for taste to come into play? Hannah Arendt says this. She says, taste is the activity of a truly cultivated mind. Cultura animi, that's the Latin for cultivated mind, cultivated soul, comes into play only where quality consciousness is widely disseminated, the truly beautiful, easily recognized, for taste discriminates and decides among qualities. Very interesting. This idea of taste as a sort of discriminating sense across hierarchies and qualities. So, I mean, what Hannah Arendt is saying here is that taste, in a way, lends itself to development, cultivation, sophistication, and it's only possible where this thing called quality consciousness is there, and it's kind of present throughout. It's widely disseminated, right? So people understand quality, and uh, one can truly recognize the beautiful. And, again, and she closes by saying taste discriminates and decides among qualities. What does taste delimit? Well, Hannah Arendt says this. She says, as such, taste and its ever alert judgment of things of the world sets its own limits to an indiscriminate, immoderate love of the merely beautiful. Into the realm of fabrication and of quality, it introduces the personal factor. That is, it gives it a humanistic meaning. And so, I mean, again, this is very, very interesting. It's like, in that sense, taste says enough is enough, and it sets limits. It kind of it understands, what is the appropriate amount, and it doesn't, like, I don't know, slide over into luxury or excess or satiation or anything like that. Um, Relatedly, how does taste debarbarize the world of the beautiful? Arendt suggests that taste debarbarizes, and I should define, like, barbarism is the absence of standards and a kind of weird anything goes vulgar. Whenever you see the word barbarize or barbaric, think of, like, gross indecency and vulgarism. So, taste debarbarizes the world of the beautiful by not being overwhelmed by it. It takes care of the beautiful in its own personal way and thus produces a culture, right? And the taste is the political capacity that truly humanizes the beautiful and creates a culture. That's what she suggests. And I mean, that is so good, so interesting. That so taste kind of prevents vulgarity because it doesn't become overwhelmed by the beautiful. It has a stopping point. It doesn't become a glutton on the beautiful. It knows when to say when. And this kind of discrimination and preference and knowing when to say when, according to Hannah Arendt, is what creates culture. It's really a wonderful, fascinating theory. How do we rise above specialism and Philistinism? So, specialism is what? Specialism is a kind of monofocus, just being very skilled, perhaps, at one thing. Or, just too laser like, right? That's what specialism is. It's just, it doesn't maintain a generality of an understanding of other stuff in the world. And what is Philistinism? Well, Philistinism is this bizarre notion that art and the beautiful don't really matter. That's what Philistinism is. So, how do we rise above specialism and Philistinism? We can rise above specialism and Philistinism of all sorts to the extent that we learn how to exercise our taste freely, right? So this, what, experimentation of the spontaneity and that kind of trying in a free fashion, all kinds of new stuff, and figuring out what we like and figuring out what we don't like. Kind of what, augments and cultivates the soul and the personality.